Hagen Circus, the show of shows. When Ahmed Bey disappears, the suspicion that this man is a saboteur placed within the Hagen outfit to prevent the circus opening on Saturday is crystallized into certainty. The Hagen family believe this man to be in the pay of Luigi Mansella, treacherous rival who resents the coming of the circus into Queensland territory. When a terrified girl calling herself Stella Ricardo comes beating on Dr. Playford's hotel door begging protection, she is recognized as Ahmed Bey's partner. This is borne out by Robin, whose returning memory furnishes surprising details of this girl. But Dr. Playford refuses to allow the family to question the girl until the morning. And so, after breakfast on Tuesday, we find Playford and Hagen talking together in the latter's hotel room in Brisbane.
Edgar.
Yes, John?
You've seen this girl this morning?
About 10 minutes ago.
Oh, and how'd she seem now?
She's got her nerves under control, but she's still pretty scared.
Yes, but is she ready to talk?
She says she is. But there's one thing, John. I wouldn't advise a large audience. Naturally, you'll have to be there, and so will I.
Oh, well, I had mentioned it to Chris and Jim.
It's 4 people. It's too many, John. But I can't see how we can avoid it now.
Oh, what about Gail?
Well, if young Cameron comes along, he can pass on the story, and you can tell Robin
Dad,
about
I was just... Oh, hello, Doctor.
Hello, Chris.
Jim's on his way up, Dad. He stopped at Gail's room.
Oh, is she coming up?
Of course.
No, she can't. She's been talking to your father about it. And the girls are no shape to face an inquisition.
Oh, well, wait for us here. I'll step down and explain to Gail.
Sleep well, Chris?
Of course I didn't. I was much too excited. This queer business kept running through my mind all night.
About this girl?
Yes, and that story Robin told. Doctor, what's behind it all? Why should Ahmed Bey have been so keen to keep this wax dummy business a secret? And what did he do to Robin?
After they caught him peering through that window.
Yes.
And I'd say the lad was drugged.
What with?
From the symptoms he described, it could have been morphine or hyoscine. Except that those drugs don't have a lasting effect. But the girl might know more about it.
I hope so. At the moment, the whole thing's a terrible tangle. If, as we believe, Ahmed Bey disappeared because we suspected him, why didn't his partner go along with him?
I don't know.
And why should she come here, of all places, seeking protection? Protection from whom? Ahmed Bey?
No.
Then who? Luigi Mansella.
Let's say Luigi Mansella's agent.
Agent?
A nasty piece of work called Grant Andrews.
Andrews?
Yes, Chris.
What makes you say that? How do you know?
I told you that the girl came beating on my door last night.
Yes?
When I opened it, she asked me to hide her. Hide her from a man named Radford.
Nicky Radford. Grant Andrews.
It begins to look as though Ahmed Bey didn't disappear of his own free will, doesn't it, Chris? If he was removed, then it explains why this girl was so terrified.
But Andrews wouldn't do a thing like that.
Wouldn't he?
Well, I know that he's rotten to the core, but this would be murder.
If he's working for Mansella, Chris, he wouldn't be using kid gloves.
I wonder if you're right. I wonder if he could have sunk so low.
In here, Jim.
I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
It was Gail.
Oh, it's all right now, though. She understands how it is.
Well, now, do you think we should be getting along, Edgar?
No sense in waiting. I'll go first.
This is an extraordinary business, Chris.
I think we might find it even more extraordinary before the morning's over.
All night I've been trying to figure out just what it means.
I know, I've been the same way. And judging by Dad's appearance, I'd say he hasn't slept much last night either.
Here we are. You better let me take over for a few minutes, John.
Yes. Go ahead, Edgar.
Who's there?
It's Dr. Playford with your friends. You can unlock the door. Can we come in?
Yes.
Go in, John. You too, Chris and Jim.
Right.
I'll close the door. Now then, this is John Hagen, his daughter Christine, his manager, Mr. Cameron.
I know Mr. Cameron. We met before.
Well, now, what do you say we make ourselves comfortable while we talk? I think you can all find some place to sit.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Now then,
Doctor, have you found any sign of my brother?
brother.
Emile. You knew him as Ahmed Bey.
Ahmed Bey is your brother?
Yes. Ahmed Bey, Princess Zenobia. They were just our stage names. We arrived from South America some years ago, doing a mind-reading trick. We played the vaudeville houses.
But how did you get into that traveling circus?
Emile got the idea of the Sleeping Beauty Act. It was very simple. He had a wax dummy made, an exact copy of myself. It was concealed in the bottom of the glass coffin. He gave out that I was in this perpetual trance, but more than 3/4 of the time the people were looking at the wax dummy.
You took its place only during the show.
When I'd pretend to tell the fortune. But no vaudeville manager would book the act. We took a contract with this traveling circus, and the act was a greater success than we hoped.
It certainly was. That's why I booked it myself.
It was about 2 weeks after that when Mansella approached my brother.
Luigi Mansella?
Yes. He offered my brother a large sum of money if he'd carry out certain plans.
Oh? And what were they?
Mansella was to give my brother a certain package. I was to hide it inside your van, Mr. Hagen. Just before the opening, the police were to find it.
But what was in the package?
I don't know. My brother would never tell me. I only know that if it were found, you would never have been allowed to open.
And just how did you propose to do this?
First of all, my brother was to gain your confidence in 2 ways. It was arranged that in the presence of Mr. Cameron, my brother was to refuse an offer from a rival circus.
Samarin.
Yes,
So that scene at your rooms was just stage managed.
yes.
But what about that fortune-telling scene when you told us about wealth from the sea and the danger from the trees?
That was arranged too.
How?
A man named Nicky Radford is one of Mansella's agents.
Radford? So we were right.
Dad. Go on, Mrs. Ricardo.
Radford gave my brother some information about your family. How one brother was building a hotel near the sea, and how one sister was engaged to a young man with an aeroplane.
And all the rest was just clever dramatization.
That's all. Then, having gained your confidence, Ricardo was to ask for a caravan on your circus lot, with a strong lock on the door. At night, the dummy was to be placed on the coffin so that it could be seen through the window. But the locked door would prevent anyone touching it.
While you were free to go about this filthy business of planting a package in my van.
Yes.
But all this doesn't explain what you're doing here. What happened to this plan?
I only know that something went wrong. On Sunday morning, my brother told me he had an appointment with this man, Radford. Emile seemed very worried. He told me to get out of the way.
Yes?
I scarcely know any people here. I went out and sat in the gardens until late afternoon. When I came back, the place was deserted. I waited and waited until late on Sunday night. It was near midnight when 2 men let themselves in.
2 men?
This man, Radford, and another. He called him Huglet. Something warned me. I slipped through the window and hid in the garden. They searched our rooms, looking for me.
How do you know?
I heard them talking. The man Radford said they had killed my brother. Now they were looking for me. I was scared of my life. I ran through the garden, out into the street, anywhere to get away. All that night and yesterday I spent hiding.
But why didn't you go to the police?
I was afraid. Late last night I couldn't stand it any longer. I thought if I came here and told you the story, you'd help me. I was just a little crazy in the head, I think. No sleep. Nothing to eat. You see, I hadn't any money.
Oh, I see.
I told you the truth. What I was going to do was because of my brother. What if they've done what they say? He's been punished. You can do what you like with me.
Quickly,
I don't care.
It's all right, Doctor. I've got her.
Doctor,
You'd faint too, Chris, if you'd had no food for 48 hours and in fear of your life all that time. She'll be all right.
Anything we can do, Edgar?
Yeah, clear out.
Huh?
And on your way down, order some food for this girl. Something light for a start, like good, nourishing soup.
But, Edgar...
No buts about it, John. Do as you're told. That is, if you want to hear the end of her story.
The end?
yes, Dad. Dr. Playford and I think this girl could tell us a lot more
About Ahmed Bey?
about someone much more dangerous. Nicky Redford. The man we know as Grant Andrews.
With Stella Ricardo's story, the full treachery of Grant Andrews is revealed to the Hagen family. What is the next step in this sinister drama? Don't miss the next episode of Hagen Circus, written by Max Afford.